Okay, so next we're going to move on to sheet two, which was labeled in Braille on the part of your sheet. And that is this beautiful piece of sheet music. And so the very first thing you should do is identify the typo that I had to print a retraction for, which is that this final column here should not be 6824. It should be 8624. So you should mark that for yourself or do something about it. That's on me. But after that, you can approach this as you would any other piece of sheet music. And so when you're sight reading or when you're given a piece of music for the first time, one of the first things you do is you look at the title. This is the Party Rock Anthem. And as you can see here, it's arranged by Paul Murtha, who, as you may or may not know, is a wonderful, he does like so many things for Hal Leonard. So he becomes a very common name very quickly. And so you look at this and you might even go into YouTube and search up Party Rock Anthem arranged by Paul Murtha. And then the next thing you look at is the part, and it's an oboe part. And that's gonna set some alarm bells off in your mind, because probably the first thing to come up is going to be a marching band piece. However, there's not going to be an oboe part in a marching band piece. But what is going to have an oboe part? It would be the concert band arrangement. And so then you bring yourself and you find possibly the best piece of music to ever be arranged. And you might, if you're me, you might listen through that because it's just such a good piece of music. But then the next thing you're gonna do is go, oh, okay, so where am I in the music? You can go back to your sheet. You go, oh, where am I? We're at measure 56. So you get into the music and you find measure number 54. And you got to be careful because there's a page turn. So you find 54. And so 56 is going to be right here. So then you're going to find your oboe part, which is going to be right here beneath the flute. And we're in measure 56 now. And we see that it's written free on, if we consult the sheet, it's written freely like choral music, because I couldn't really put note values. So you see there's a rest first. And then we have a list of numbers. Well, if we go into the oboe part and we look for what the first note is, that's going to be in F for an oboe. So that's going to be the first space on your thing. And if we go back to our sheet, you can see that the first space here is going to be a 1. So you write down a 1, which will be revealing. You can't really see it, but that's a 1 there. Then we go back to the music and we see that the next one here is a G. And so we go and find the second line on our thing, which is a 9. And you keep repeating that for every space and keep revealing. You keep figuring out what the next number in the line is based off of the correct note on the scale it is, until you get 1, 9, 4, 8, 2, 3, 7, 5, and that should be a 6. This is based off of my incorrect copy. That should be your final series of numbers. And you can't do anything with that on its own. So you've solved sheet 2, and now you just hold on for a bit so you can put them all together.